Okay, well, welcome everybody. We're going to be doing some global biofield clearing tonight. What I'm going to do here is just make it so that you can only see the speaker because I don't want to block it up. So anyway, what we're going to do is I'm going to give you just a short intro about what biofield clearing is, because I know it's new for a lot of people. Some of you may have already experienced it with me, and some may not. So either way, it's totally okay. This is something I developed over many years after being in the holistic health field for years, being a naturopathic doctor, kinesiologist, intuitive, all that. And I kept feeling like, it's one thing to pay attention to the physical body, right? We all need to do that. So, good diet, good rest, stress reduction, exercise, vitamins, minerals, and all of that. But we are so much more than just physical bodies. What about the emotional level, the mental level, the soul level, and the spirit level? So it was really a passion of mine to be able to help people go down to the core and heal on a much deeper level. So I'll explain a little bit of this. This will just be a short presentation, and then I want to spend some time. We're going to do the clearing together, and you'll all get to experience it. Okay? So, first of all, I just want to tell you that you are a divine being of light with unconditional love, unlimited potential. You're rich with compassion and wisdom, abundance beyond measure. And every single one of us was created from and connected to this infinite, divine, universal life force energy. So we do not have limitations other than the ones that our mind tells us, or the ones we've been taught, the ones we've been told. So it's really very interesting because I'll explain a little bit of this in a minute too, because we have to clear some of these things in order for us to rise up and ascend. So, welcome to a global biofield clearing. I've done this a number of times in the past, and it's always very interesting. It's a little bit different than a personal clearing session where I just do it one on one with somebody and we're working with your own particular issues. But this is for the collective consciousness. So, we have our personal consciousness as well, and then we have a collective field as well, like a group consciousness in a sense. So I just want to thank you for joining me, for taking the time to do this tonight. It'll be very interesting. As a bonus, what I'm going to do is I'll give you a special bonus at the end here. But first, we're going to do a biofield clearing for everybody watching the webinar, and it doesn't matter even if you're watching the recording. What we're going to work on is the question we're going to ask the collective field is, what fears, traumas, and stress do we need to clear in the collective field for humanity right now as we go through this great ascension and shift? So I'll give you a brief overview and to see how we can easily identify and clear many old issues that cling to our DNA. Once we clear a number of things, then we go to the healing charts and we infuse this beautiful healing energy. So you'll get to experience that as well. Okay. So, right now, we are in a very powerful, great shift for all humanity. We're moving into the age of light. We're moving into a time of ascension. So, most of the pain and suffering that are still felt by many is nothing but the result of our resistance to changes, our stress around changes. There's uncertainty, there's unknown, like what's going to happen. But the choice is yours. Like, what are you choosing? You are more powerful than you realize. And when we really get that, amazing things start to happen and fall into place in our lives. So, are you ready for a change? I think we're all looking for something better. It's been very challenging, especially over the last few years. It's been like a culmination of all kinds of turmoil, and things are being shaken up because we're about to enter this. The age of light is kind of like the age of Aquarius that we've all heard of. It is the new yuga, a period of time where we come into peace and harmony, but we're leaving the age of darkness, which has been going on actually for thousands of years. And we do need to heal some of the traumas, the wounds, the fears, and the stresses that our ancestors experienced, our families experienced, we personally experienced, and collectively as humanity. There's been wars, there's been genocide, there's been, all kinds of earth changes, pandemics, all kinds of stuff that have happened to people. So sometimes it is in the collective field. And then we have our personal things as well. Okay. So, um, I'll give you a little bonus at the end there. But one of the things I want to mention here too, and I think we'll get into this in a slide in just a second. Okay. So success on your own terms, right? You decide. What if you could accelerate your clarity, be more clear about life and what has been keeping you stuck? And how are you getting more aligned and more whole in a sense? How do you uncover your true purpose? How do you raise your frequency, your vibration? What does that mean? How do you release the limitations, the stuck things that keep us from really achieving everything we could? And how do you manifest? We are all creative beings. We manifest. So there's absolutely no limit to what you can experience in life. It's all a choice. We can sometimes stay in these loops of fear and drama and trauma and stress and uncertainty, or we can actually expand beyond that and see and decide a much bigger picture. So, for any of you that don't know me, my name is Dr. Jane Smolnick. I've been working in the holistic health field for over 36 years. I'm a naturopathic doctor, iridologist, which is analysis of the eyes for your health, certified intuitive healer, master herbalist, quantum energy healer, licensed avatar master, and teacher. So, I've always been passionate about exploring our metaphysical and conscious abilities, not just the physical body. I know as a kid, I was always fascinated by like, who created these bodies? It was such an amazing thing to accomplish. Spirituality, all of that consciousness has been very important to me. And I've studied it for my whole life, basically. So, really expanding our abilities, expanding our awareness to an unlimited potential, clearing out old beliefs that keep us stuck, like, oh, I'm not strong enough, or I'm not good enough, or things don't work, whatever it is. We say these things to ourselves all the time. But how do we exactly create our reality? So we'll explore a little bit of this. So, with my understanding, I really created this biofield clearing technique. And I have to say, it was with the help of my own guides. I've been working with my guides for a very long time. And, they made it really clear. It's like, okay, we need to take this deeper and further. And I had a passion for doing that. So they really assisted this process. And you'll hear a little bit about it. Okay. And I also teach this to practitioners. If anybody wants to learn how to do this to help others, they can also do the training. So, to really work on the deepest levels, every one of us needs to do our inner work of clearing out the negativity, the traumas, the judgments, the stress, the fears, the limitations, the blocks, the inherited patterns, and more. Many people have heard of the emotion code, right? So years ago, I kind of studied that too, and I thought, well, this is way too simple. It's just one little chart, you know? So I was developing all these other charts. There's probably about 29 charts altogether at this point. And with our guides, basically, they guide the session. They point to what is it that you need, and they assist the process. So all these things bring our vibration down, bring our power down. So basically, when we really want to get into true healing, it is important to take care of the physical body. And what about your emotions and your mind and your consciousness? So, we've been using these charts for a number of years now, and I'm amazed at the accuracy that comes up for people. Every single session with a person is like totally mind blowing, to me and to the person too. It's like, oh, it makes sense. And it's really a greatly needed service for humanity at this time. We have the physical health field, the medical health field, the holistic health field, which isn't entirely holistic. There's mental health, there's psychology, emotional health stuff, but we really haven't gone too deeply into spiritual health, health of our soul. And that's really where my passion lies. So, and it's really not just about are you taking the right medications or the right vitamins and herbs or changing your diet and we're doing constant affirmations. All those things are helpful, but we are so much more than just the physical body. Everything starts out on a soul level first. We even choose things before we come into this lifetime that we want to work on in this lifetime. What are the challenges that we're bringing in to heal? I'm going to explain that a little bit, how it comes into our DNA. But we really have to pay attention to the fact that we're just so much more than physical. To me, we have to heal on the level of the soul and the DNA. So let me explain this a little bit. Kind of like the tip of the iceberg. It actually goes deeper than you can imagine. So when we see an iceberg, we see a small part of it, right? Our conscious mind that we're aware of is only 10% of what's really happening. And I've heard even as little as 5%. It's in our prefrontal cortex. So our consciousness is actually quite limited. But then our subconscious mind is like the other 90%, and the unconscious mind, as well as the superconscious mind, your spiritual connection. So it's like we have to find out, what if you could easily and quickly identify what are some of the blocks? What are the things that are going on behind your illness, behind your pain, your relationship challenges, your financial blocks, your self sabotage, addictions, and more? What are you truly healing on a deeper level in this lifetime? That's really the question that we all have to pay attention to. And now is just a perfect time to just do some of this deep healing. It's kind of like clearing our inner baggage so we can rise up and be more of who we truly are. So clearing is like, I call it like peeling away layers of an onion. We peel away the outer levels first, and we go deeper and deeper until we get to the core to release things for good. Now, when things are persistent in our life, they keep happening, it's like, oh, you know, same place or same thing, but maybe a little bit of a different story, but it's really the same thing. We really have to get to the core of it, because a persistent, I call it a persistent mass, is layered with beliefs and fears and blocks and limitations and cords and ancestral patterns and all kinds of stuff, especially when something is persistent in your life. Sometimes we can do really well at business, but we have more challenges in personal relationships. Sometimes we're great with personal relationships, but financial stuff is a challenge, or so many things. You'll hear about it. So this can help you, if anybody is a health practitioner or energy healer, you may have clients that seem to never truly heal, but they have underlying issues that need to be identified and cleared. But how do we do that? We all have the ability to be naturally intuitive, but we haven't really taken the time to practice and go within as much as we could or should. So this can really help anybody's practice tremendously if you want to use it for yourself or for clients. So it's a great way to serve humanity. We are coming into a time now where it's all about, how do I contribute? My gifts, what I'm passionate about, to make this world a better place. That's what we're moving into, a place of kindness, compassion, love, taking care of each other, supporting each other. Some of you that live in the Western North Carolina area, like I do, we experienced Hurricane Helene, which was the most devastating thing I'd ever seen in my life. And one thing that it did is it kind of shocked people into their heart center. And now everybody's been paying attention to what's really important. I've got to help, my family, my friends, my neighbors, my community. Let's all group together to help each other. That's been very heartwarming because the situation was very heart-wrenching in a sense. But it really got us out of just being in our heads with all the fun and distractions and things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. It's like, no, what's really important here? So, like I said, we're moving into a time of serving humanity where we've come out of a time of competition and service to self. Oh, how can I make more money? How can I get a bigger house? How can I get this? How can I get that? And it's like, it's not about service to self. It's really about service to humanity, because then we all thrive, right? So I want to just mention about healing on the level of your DNA. So, do you know that we have over 34,000 bits of information, little building blocks in our DNA? Every single cell in your body has the exact same DNA. It doesn't matter if it comes from your head or your toes. It's the blueprint for your life, and both positive and negative patterns. You know how for years they said, oh, we only use like 2% for your genetic imprint, the rest is junk DNA? It is not junk DNA. It is quantum DNA. So, yes, there's a little blueprint there that says, oh, I'm going to have blue eyes and brown hair, and this is my shape, and this is my body type, and this is whatever. But all the other is, if you believe Like, I believe that we are souls that have been here many, many, many lifetimes. We always will be. Um, and we all carry genetic information, right, in our bodies, in our DNA of our ancestors. Now, ancestors are a collective pattern, as opposed to we have inherited influences as well. And that comes from either our mother's side or our father's side, and it can go many generations out. And we can even test if something comes up and I want to find out what realm did this come from. And it's going to tell me, is this an ancestral pattern that you're healing? Is it an inherited pattern from your personal family line? So let's say an ancestral pattern might be a particular culture. It could be Germans, it could be African Americans, it could be Irish, it could be like whatever the culture is that our ancestors may have experienced all kinds of traumas. And the interesting thing is, all illness or disease actually starts as a shock to the body. And if you don't heal it in this particular lifetime, then it gets passed down through the DNA so that your ancestors will now have to deal with it. So let's say we have ancestors that went through a great famine or a horrendous war or genocide. And all of a sudden, they were traumatized, they were shocked, and they may have even died. Well, if they didn't get to heal it, it gets passed down as an unhealed circumstance, in a sense, in our DNA. And on a soul level, we kind of choose what we're going to bring into this lifetime to work on. We have both gifts that we've done as well as challenges that still need to be healed. We could even have challenges from previous lifetimes that hadn't gotten resolved yet that we bring into this lifetime because it's like, okay, I'm going to do it this time, right? So basically, we have to clear things, shift it, and you can absolutely do that. So, like I said, we can have old traumas from earlier life. You can even have a trauma prenatally when you were in your mother's womb. If she experienced an emotional trauma, the baby gets that too. And like I said, it can be ancestors. These things cling to your DNA, even things like core fears, trapped emotions, inner challenges, forms of self sabotage, as well as addictions that keep reappearing until you get to the core. So here what you see is the tip of the iceberg. Underneath it is what's in your subconscious mind. We often don't know. Your unconscious mind. What are the ancestral patterns you're holding on to that need to heal? What are the past life traumas? What's in your Akashic records, which are your soul's records? So these are the things that we're bringing into light to heal, right? We can also have blocks, blocked energy, blocks in our cords, our organs, our tissues, our glands, our chakras, our energy field. And hint, they're associated with every single disease and every single pain. So we have to find what is the blocked energy, what is the challenge. Our thinking ego mind has its own fears, doubts, worries, judgments, limitations, and more, which muddles up our view of reality, as well as our ability to create clearly what we truly desire. Like, let's say we desire to have, a beautiful relationship and a beautiful home, but then underneath it all, there's a subconscious belief that, oh, there's no way I can do that. I don't have enough money. I don't really feel like I'm worthy. Maybe I'm not good enough. It's like, it's really hard. I've been working for myself for almost 40 years now, 39 years. And I come from a long line of entrepreneurs. My father, my uncles, my grandfather, even both sides of my family. And they used to say, you know, you got to work really hard to make money. And that belief was entrained in me when I was growing up. And what did I do? I grew up having to work really, really hard to make money. So it's like, how do you change that? It's not always easy, is it? These are beliefs as examples. Like maybe you feel like you're not good enough, or you're not deserving, or you're not strong enough, or maybe you're not good looking enough, or maybe people don't like you, you know? So there's so many different things. We all have that little inner voice, in a sense, of self judgment, like, oh, darn, I can't believe I did that. Or I'm such an idiot sometimes, or maybe whatever. you know, and it's like we have to pay attention to those things. Do you know your body and every single cell in your body, as well as your DNA, is listening to you? You are in command, you are in control. We often don't think that. Every time we say something over and over again that's a limitation, a limiting belief, we're creating it in our reality. So, if you've ever tried to create a truly successful, abundant path in your life, following your passion, only to discover you have underlying unconscious beliefs that you're not good enough, or you don't deserve it, or you're not respected, or maybe you're not smart enough, you know, that will keep you from achieving what you really want to achieve. So, how do we unravel that? Right? You could have blocked energy in your chakra systems, your energy systems. So, we find imbalances there. Perhaps there's a real block in your root chakra or your heart chakra and your ability to receive love, to receive prosperity or abundance. I know for me, it was a real challenge that actually was handed down from many generations of struggles in life from my ancestors, my family line, especially. And it was so fascinating to explore this and understand it and realize, oh, I can do something about it. I have control over it, right? All right. So, no matter how passionate I was about creating the life of my dreams, I've worked for myself, I put myself through all kinds of schooling over the years. I followed my passions, but I always seemed to reach a glass ceiling. I felt like I was tethered, like I had weights holding me back from really taking off and being successful. And I felt like I was kind of caught in a loop, like a hamster wheel, until I really did some deep consciousness training and studying and exploring and identifying beliefs and how to clear things. So I put everything that I've learned basically together into this course. So every single one of us on this planet has some things to release, to heal, some negative influences that limit us. Every single person comes onto this planet with their own strengths and their own challenges that they're choosing to work through in life. I've been an iridologist for over 30 years, which is analysis of the eyes. I use a microscope with a digital camera to take about 16 photos of the eyeballs and the whites, and I blow it up, and I can tell what your genetic patterns are, your strengths, your inherited influences, and the whites would tell me current pathology, what's all kinds of stuff. So it's amazing to me. Nobody comes into this lifetime as they're absolutely perfect. They have nothing to heal, you know, or maybe they wouldn't be here. So I also believe every single person comes onto this planet. Nobody comes in alone. Everybody has a minimum of three guides, sometimes four, and we can have more as well. But everybody has a minimum of three guides. It's just that we have to recognize that. We have to communicate with them, ask them. Like I taught my kids, you have guardian angels. If you ever feel scared, ask your guardian angel to protect you, to guide you, whatever. So anyway, I won't get into all that, but it's so true. You could live till you're 100 years old and never ever ask your angels or your guides for any kind of assistance whatsoever, and they can't interfere. They respect you. You have free will. You're actually more powerful and divine than you realize, and they respect that. But when you ask, they help. So we can have many layers of fears and doubts and circumstances and traumas and beliefs, even cultural traumas that follow us around. Because if they haven't been truly healed, they're waiting for the miracle of release and healing to be recognized, to be brought up to the surface, to acknowledge it and decide if we want to let it go. So now is a time of rapid expansion and growth as we're being called to achieve increasingly higher states of greater awareness and more sensitivity. All right. So how do we do it? First, we ask what are your main concerns are in life? Do you have a health issue, a chronic pain, relationship challenges, financial challenges, self-sabotage, insomnia, anxiety, addictions, anything? Everybody's entirely different, and you might have several things going on. For tonight, we're going to work on the question is what fears, traumas, and stress do we need to clear in the collective consciousness for all of humanity so we can shift, so we can ascend. Okay. But once we ask, then I ask your permission. Do we have your permission to connect with your higher self, your angels, your guides, your ancestors, whoever wants to come forth to assist you? And then we do a simple prayer to connect with the divine, your higher self, your inner guidance system, and we request their loving, compassionate assistance. This can be done with anyone, anywhere. And then we ask very specific questions. And we'll get into this in just a second. Then we use the first 12 charts or so to quickly we ask, okay, does this person or do we as a collective have any stuck emotions? Do we have any core fears? Do we have any inner challenges? Um, any blocks? And we just go through the charts and they will show us exactly what chart and then exactly what is on the chart that needs to be cleared for that person. Um, and then I have a chart called the realms. What realm did this come from? Is it from this particular lifetime? And if it is, how old were you when this got trapped in your body? You might have been a child, you might have been an adult, you might have been prenatal. Was it inherited? Was it your mother's side, your father's side? How many generations back did it go? Like I said, ancestral patterns, past life issues. Was it karma? Like, is it in your Akashic records? Is it a soul issue you've been working on for lifetimes? Okay. So it can be anything. It could even be unresolved past life issues that you have to continue to work on in this lifetime to complete it. So these are some of the charts that we're going to use. There's actually more like trapped emotions, very big. A lot of us have trapped emotions, stuck emotions, core fears, inner challenges, limiting beliefs. We could have layers of limiting beliefs. What realm did it come from? Are there archetypal patterns? Do you have a pattern that you're stuck in? That's a long list. Blocked energy in the body. Do you have blockages anywhere where the energy's not flowing? Do you have blocks to self empowerment? What is it? Do you have relationship challenges? Stuck energy in the chakras, addictions or dependencies, persistent identities. These are just some of the charts that we work with. So when we go through the charts, each chart can have a number of items on the chart. So then we go through, sometimes I'll go through, is it in column 1, 2, 3? It'll tell me, yes, column 3, which section, and we'll go right to it. It's very quick. And then I also double check, is this correct? And then we have some advanced charts. Do we have chronic stress that is embedded in the nervous system? Are there traumas that need to be cleared? It could have been from this lifetime, or it could have been a trauma from a previous life, maybe a difficult death, or maybe something that happened that was extremely traumatic. Think about as a collective field, right? Even just the collective consciousness of the feminine body. How many women have been abused in many ways for a very long time? And that can be traumatic. How many men have had the trauma of war? I mean, those are just a couple of brief examples, but that can also be in the collective field, right? PTSD. We can have negative programming. We can have cords that need to be cut and dark energies that need to be cleared. What do we need to release and deactivate? What do we need to rebuild and strengthen or activate and reset? And I even have a chart. What are your angels recommending for you? Which is kind of interesting. Okay. So once we identify what it is, I use these ancient Egyptian healing pendulums that kind of blow me away. This picture right here is actually what is called a Mer-Isis pendulum. They're based on sacred geometry patterns. They've been used for thousands and thousands of years. And they create sacred geometry patterns. So we create with very specific commands a powerful magnetic vortex of light in your energy field. It's like a little tornado to clear out the challenge from your energy field. It goes down deep. So if you look at this little ring at the top, that goes into the subconscious mind. The next ring down goes into the unconscious mind. And then there's 3 amplifying rings, and then there's a bowl to kind of gather it up. So when we do a clearing, I will create a powerful vortex with this. When I'm working one on one and I have your permission, I kind of have your energy field in front of me, like a hologram in a sense. So then when we do the clearing, I ask people just close their eyes and feel into the energy. It might feel like a vortex, like a tornado starting from above your head, down below your feet, and back up again with a column of light. That's what it feels like. Okay. And it goes down deep, but we have to find out what it is first. And we have to find out, how deep does it go? How far back does it go? Once we bring it into the conscious mind, now we have the ability to clear it, to recognize it. And we can clear a number of items fairly quickly. Okay. Once everything's cleared and we have wide open space, especially in our biofield and our energy, then we use other healing charts. Now we can identify and fuse, what positive influences do you need? What are empowering beliefs that would be beneficial? Do you know that a conscious aware person will never create a limiting belief for yourself intentionally? It's usually been taught. You've been told, you know? Um, what is needed for your inner healing? What virtues are you here to master? What are your true gifts? What do you need to master for your infinite beingness? And then we use a special healing spin to infuse divine golden light. So, the way I look at it, if you think about it on like a horizontal or a vertical level, horizontal is, here we are in 3D physical reality, right? And we are connected to this and created from a divine infinite source, God, whatever you'd like to call it. But when we have these fears and doubts and traumas and limitations and judgments and blocks, and I call it, it kind of pulls us off center. We're not feeling very empowered. So we have to identify these things to heal them, and then we realign you with your highest and true self, who you really are. What do you need for your real healing? To recognize, you know, your own inner power and wisdom and light and joy. These are some of the inner healing charts. What is needed to improve my life? What do you need to rebuild and strengthen in the body? What empowering beliefs would be highly beneficial for you? What areas should you explore for self empowerment? Doesn't always come up, but when it does, it's important. What virtues are you here to master? Now, for years, I always felt like, you know, physical, emotional, mental health on a soul level. Soul health is what virtues are trying to emerge from your heart. These are the higher vibrational things that really comes down to the core of true healing. Are you trying to experience more love, more kindness, more compassion, more unity, more wisdom, more abundance, more balance in your life? More kindness, all of that. It's like, what are the virtues that you're here to master in this lifetime? Because you'll keep getting this lesson over and over again until you really get that. And it's not something that's brand new. You've been working on this your whole life and you might not have realized it. What do you need to activate and reset? What do you need to master for your infinite beingness? And then what are your keys to inner healing? We have 21 inner healing keys, which are kind of like a little spiritual practice. So, what's your particular key to inner healing? So, we're going to discover these things tonight for all of us collectively as a group. Okay. This is another pendulum I use. This is called the Divine Golden Hue. This one's a little more expensive, but it infuses the highest frequency of divine golden light that there is. This, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's what it looks like there. There's a bunch of amplifying rings as well. I actually have about probably like 8 different pendulums that I may use. Um, so we infuse, like I said, once we clear a bunch of things and we find out what you need for your inner healing, we infuse this divine golden light to empower you into your heart, into your soul, into your cells, into your energy field, to feel the highest aspect of your true self, full expression and alignment with your own inner soul, which fills you with rich fulfillment and true and lasting healing. So it can be quite amazing. All right. Any questions before we start to do a healing? If anybody has any questions, you can either unmute yourself and ask, or you can put it in the chat. And if not, we'll go on. Okay? No? Okay. All right. So I will offer you a gift at the end. So the question we have is, what fears, traumas, and stress do we all need to clear from the collective consciousness for the Great Awakening? It's not about having the best affirmations and saying them over and over again. When you do that, I mean, it's nice, it's good, but it's almost like you're trying to sugarcoat and not look at what's underneath. Because if you have a lot of limitations, limiting beliefs and stresses and stuff like that, no matter how many times you say a good affirmation, all these things act as, I call them transparent filters, limiting beliefs, trapped emotions, core fears, all these things that we create our life through by our own mind, basically. All right. So we're going to test and clear several issues for this group, and I'm going to stop doing the share right now so you can actually see me do it. Wait a second. I have to, there we go. Okay. Now I'm also going to put this, I can't, they have new stuff here. So, hi, Vicky. Um, okay, I can't minimize that. Okay, I really want to make it so you could only see basically me because I want you to see what I'm going to be doing. Let me see if I can view. Here we go, speaker. Got it. All right. Um, now, how do I turn that off? Okay, great. So I'm going to do, first of all, our opening prayer, if you guys are good with that. Um, so I'm going to ask for everybody here. First, I'm going to connect with my angels and guides and stuff too. If it's okay with you, if I have your permission to connect with your angels and guides and so forth. If not, if there's any reason why you don't want to, just cross your arms. But of course, you're probably here because you want to experience this. Okay. It's not going to be hurtful in any way whatsoever. All right. I offer myself in gratitude and service as I acknowledge and call in the great divine creator. All angels and archangels, ascended masters, star beings, star council, all helpers and guides of the highest light and resonance only, be present with us here today. We ask our higher self to also stay present and to assist us in being in our 5D awareness. I now invite the masters, guides, teachers, ancestors, loved ones of everyone here, everyone listening to this, to come forth and be present with us, to channel through me out of the realms of 100% pure divine light, to say whatever they wish to assist and direct this healing in every way possible. We thank you for your love, support, compassion, and assistance. Thank you so much. All right. So just before we started, I asked the team basically the question. And hello, Anita. So the question that we have is, what fears, traumas, and stress do we need to clear in the collective consciousness for all of humanity? Right? The first thing I got when I asked the charts was a trapped emotion, which was lack of control. And I get a positive yes for that. Okay. So since it is in the collective, I don't have to ask what realm it came from because it's not for you personally. It's kind of in the collective field. So let's clear. Does anybody relate to that? Feel like sometimes you just can't control things and you wish you could? You know, it's like sometimes we feel like we're being controlled. We don't have enough control in our life that we would like. Are you living your absolutely best life that you're choosing? That gives you a clue. So as we do this clearing, I'm going to ask you to, if you'd like, close your eyes and just feel into the energy. And don't cross your arms, legs, or feet because we don't want to block any energy flow. Okay. If you'd like to picture it, you can picture it as a vortex, kind of like a tornado coming down from above your head to below your feet with a column of beautiful light. And then we bring it back up again to release it. Okay. All right. So for all of us here, for the collective consciousness of all of humanity on this beautiful earth, we allow this powerful magnetic vortex of light to go deep into our energy fields as we draw out, neutralize, and dissolve any feeling of lack of control, any idea or belief around it. Let's clear it right now from every memory, every event, all time, all patterns, all circumstances, and all lifetimes. Allow this to go all the way down to the very core of when it was first created, including all ancestors. Allow it to release. Still going down, goes down deep. Okay, and then I kind of cut it like we're cutting a taproot. And now let's lift up and clear this emotion out of your energy field, out of all of our energy fields. Release it from your cells, organs, tissues, glands, meridians, your mental body, emotional body, your energy body, as well as your DNA. Neutralize and turn off the frequency, the pattern, and the energy from all time, all space, and all dimensions as it no longer serves your highest good. Allow it to clear easily and completely. And for this, we are truly grateful. Thank you so much. Okay, that's complete, and I locked it in. Take a breath and let it go. Now, the next one that came up when I asked what fears, traumas, stress do we need to clear for the collective consciousness of all humanity? And I get feeling unworthy. Does anybody relate to that? Do you ever feel like you're unworthy? Yeah. Okay. Let's clear that from the collective field. It's a big clearing. All right. God, we have some wonderful things that are coming up to clear. All right. Take a deep breath. You might want to close your eyes and feel into the energy. As we now create this powerful magnetic vortex of light for all of humanity, for the collective consciousness, to go deep into your energy field as we draw out, neutralize, and dissolve any feelings of being unworthy, any beliefs or ideas around feeling unworthy. Clear it from every memory, every event, all time, all patterns, all circumstances, all lifetimes, and all ancestors, allowing this to go down to the very core of when it was first created. It's still going down. That's another deep one. Okay. Now let's lift up and clear this emotion out of your energy field. Release it from your cells, organs, tissues, glands, meridians, your mental body, emotional body, your energy body, as well as your DNA. Neutralize and turn off the frequency, the pattern, and the energy from all time, all space, and all dimensions as it no longer serves your highest good. Just allow it to clear easily and completely. And for this, we are truly grateful. Thank you so much. Okay, take a breath and release it. Let it go. Yeah, okay. Now let's ask. I'm going to go to the next chart here. Are there any core fears in the collective consciousness for all of humanity that need to be released right now? And I get a yes. Well, by the way, I use a biotensor. This is a biotensor. It's very easy to dowse with. So I just hold it and it tells me yes, no, maybe. And I'm used to communicating with them. So they use it to communicate as I ask them questions. So any core fears? And I get a yes for all of humanity. Okay. Show us which one it is here. And is it this here? Yes. Okay. What comes up is the fear of losing freedom. Does that make sense to people? In the collective field, all of humanity. Think of the fact that we have lived a life for a very long time that's somewhat controlled. We're free to do certain things, but we're not free to do other things, and not everybody on this planet is actually free. That's a really sobering thought in a sense. But we have had periods of time in our lives where we've been slaves, we've been, you know, submissive, we've been burned at the stake, we've had all kinds of stuff going on, wars and battles, which, you know what is underneath every single war? Is a difference of beliefs. That's all it is. And you can change a belief if you choose to. So let's clear this fear of losing freedom. All right. And we're going to get into some different things in a minute here, too. So take a deep breath. You might want to close your eyes and just feel the energy as we allow this powerful, beautiful magnetic vortex of light to go deep into your energy field, as we draw out, neutralize, and dissolve any and all fears of losing our freedom. Let's clear it right now from every memory, every event, all time, all patterns, all circumstances, all lifetimes, and all ancestors, going all the way down to the core of when it was first created. Again, it's still going down. Okay. I wait until it starts to stop. Okay. Now let's lift up and clear that emotion out of your energy field. Release it from your cells, organs, tissues, glands, meridians, your mental body, emotional body, your energy body, and clear it from your DNA. Neutralize and turn off the frequency, the pattern, and the energy from all time, all space, and all dimensions as it no longer serves your highest good. Just allow it to clear easily and completely. And for this, we are truly grateful. Thank you so much. All right. Take a big breath and let it go. The other thing that I just want to mention is the fact that, as you notice, we use very specific commands because we are beings of power. So we command, and that's what does it. We don't ask, we command. Okay. So now the next question I'm going to ask, let me move my papers here, is what traumas need to be cleared? That's a different chart here, because that's what came up next. Traumas, I actually had two of them that popped up, and this is in the collective field for everybody. So the first one was anxiety, an inability to handle stress. Can anybody relate to that? Do we ever have anxiety or feel like we just can't handle stress? Do you want to know something interesting? In my training a long time ago, do you know that underneath all stress is a belief in difficulty? If we didn't believe it was going to be difficult, we wouldn't be stressed. We would just do it, right? So, this is a little bit of a different clearing because traumas and stressors get embedded into our nervous system. And then we have anxiety that gets triggered, tension that gets triggered very easily, right? So we're going to go from head to toe and clear it from our entire nervous system, right? Take a deep breath and feel into the energy. And this one's the anxiety, inability to handle stress. As we create this magnetic vortex of light for everyone here, for all of humanity, all of our brothers and sisters, to dissolve, neutralize, and transmute any and all anxiety, any feelings or inability to handle stress. Let's release it from the entire nervous system, including your brain, your spinal cord, your adrenal glands, your nerve endings. Release all emotions, fears, chronic irritations, or negative energy. Include all stressors, all blocks, all trapped energy or traumas. Just allow it to clear. Release and flush out this entire area easily, gently, and completely. Knowing it no longer serves you, allow it to release fully. Take a breath and let it go. Now we're going to infuse positive energy back into your nervous system. This is a positive healing spin, okay? Now we see an increase in the flow of energy for everyone here, for all of humanity, into your entire nervous system, healing your brain, your nervous system, your adrenal glands, your spinal cord, as we build, energize, soothe, and strengthen these areas, increasing the flow and function back to a healthy state once again. Transform any stuck energy to release, awaken, and energize this area. Empower your entire nervous system to its fullest state of potential for your highest good. And we thank you for this release and this healing. Thank you so much. Okay. Take a breath and let it go. I locked it in. It's always good to have your feet on the floor when you're releasing stuff like that because the stress will go down into the earth and be transformed. Now, there was another trauma that needs to be cleared that I came up with here. And the next one is pandemics and extinction events. That's possible. Do you know they're saying we're in our sixth extinction cycle for humanity on this planet? Humans have been here for like hundreds of millions of years, believe it or not, in various forms. Um, but this is the time that we're not going to go extinct if we pay attention. And the thing that we have to pay attention to is recognizing and connecting with our spiritual self, that we are spiritual beings, we are divine beings. We are not just physical beings with mental thoughts fears, doubts, and beliefs and emotions. We're much greater than that. So the pandemic events or extinction events is what we need to clear. And I'm sure we've all felt stress over the last few years from all this pandemic stuff, from the lockdown, from the masks, from the faxes and all that stuff. And it's like, let's clear that stress. All right. We don't need to carry it with us. So take a deep breath. And again, we're clearing it from the entire nervous system. Feel into the energy. As we create this powerful magnetic vortex of light to dissolve, neutralize, and transmute any fear of pandemics or extinction events. Let's clear it from the entire nervous system, including the brain, the spinal cord, the nerve endings, the adrenal glands. Include all stressors, all blocks, all trapped energy or traumas. Release all emotions, fears, chronic irritation, or negative energy. Just allow it to clear. Release and flush out this entire system easily, gently, and completely, knowing it no longer serves you. Allow it to release right now. Take a big breath and let it go. Release it all. Good. Now we're going to infuse some positive healing energy in, and I'm going to use a different pendulum here. All right. Positive healing energy. Now we see an increase in the flow of energy for everyone here, everyone listening to this, into your entire nervous system, including your brain, your spinal cord, your nerve endings, your adrenal glands, as we build, strengthen, soothe, and energize these areas, increasing the flow and function back to a healthy state once again. Transform any stuck energy to release, awaken, and energize the system to its fullest state of potential for your highest good. And we thank you for this release and this healing. Thank you so much. Okay. You locked it in. Just take a breath and let it be. All right. Everybody doing okay? All right. Now, when I ask our team for all of humanity right now, what fears, traumas, stress do we need to clear for the whole collective consciousness of humanity? And for stress, I got on this particular chart, go back to that chart because here it is, chronic stressors. There's a bunch of them. So what came up here is media and societal stress. Does that make sense? We get stress from our society, from social media, from the news, from people, from our education systems, from our workforce, from our governments. It's like, really? Don't they see us as divine, beautiful beings? I don't think so. But maybe we need to remember that we are. So let's clear the media and societal stress. There's another one that comes up here too. I'm going to use this particular pendulum. This one's called a Super Isis 16. It has 16 amplifying rings, if you can see that at all. And it reminds me of a spine. That's why I like to use this for clearing stress. You might want to close your eyes, take a deep breath. We're going to start at the top. All right, so let's create a powerful magnetic vortex of light to dissolve, neutralize, and transmute any stress from media, from society as a whole. Let's clear it, release it from the entire nervous system, including our brain, the programming, the spinal cord, the stress, the adrenal glands. Release all emotions, fears, chronic irritation, or negative energy. Include all stressors, all blocks, all trapped energy or traumas. Just allow it to clear. Release and flush out this entire area easily, gently, and completely, knowing it no longer serves you. Just allow it to release fully right now. Take a breath and let it go. Okay. Now we're going to put some positive healing energy back into your nervous system. As we see an increase in the flow of energy into your nervous system, into your brain, into your spinal cord, into your adrenal glands, as we build, strengthen, soothe, and energize these areas, increasing the flow and function back to a healthy state once again. Transform any stuck energy to release, awaken, and energize this area. Empower your entire nervous system to its fullest state of potential for your highest good. And we thank you for this release and this healing. Thank you so much. Okay, I locked it in. Take a breath, let it be. I just got a little, I'm just going to check in with our guides because I had a little hit that they wanted to say something. Oh, yes, you are all just such beautiful beings. We're so glad that you gathered here today because this is truly such important work for your body, for your soul, for your energy field as you transform and release some of the things that have been weighing us down, weighing heavy on our hearts, on our minds, and our souls. Just let them all go and know that everything is unfolding in divine and perfect order. And we are here surrounding this beautiful planet with legions of angels, galactic forces that are supporting this entire ascension process into the age of light, into the age of peace and prosperity. So thank you for choosing to be here. Thank you. Okay. I asked if there were any other stressors that need to be released from the collective consciousness of all humanity, and I got a yes. And what came up here, I have to find it on the chart here. That's so funny now, I can't see it. Oh, so what came up here is excessive EMFs, electromagnetic frequencies, and technology use. Isn't that kind of interesting? We have, even in the last 20 years, exploded the amount of technology that we have. We've exploded the amount of electromagnetic radiation coming at us, Wi-Fi and 5G and computers and cell phones and smart meters and smart appliance and everything you could possibly think of. It's just exploded. But our human physiology is not used to that. One of the reasons why Atlantis fell was because they got so into this incredible technology that they totally ignored their spiritual side and they couldn't last. We can easily go into that type of scenario if we don't recognize that we have to stay in a balanced area with this. It's one thing to use technology, which is great. We're all here using it to see each other. But you have to balance it with spending time in nature, with your spiritual self, going into your heart and soul. That's really important. And we can have too much electromagnetic radiation, the frequencies. They're aggressive information carrying waves, like think of like radio antennas and satellite dishes and all the hundreds and hundreds of TV channels and cell phones being used and computers. We can link anywhere in the world with anyone, but we are bombarded. If you could see those waves, those electromagnetic waves, we wouldn't be able to see each other. They're so dense. So let's clear it. Now, there's one particular pendulum. Oh, here it is. That's excellent for clearing EMF radiation. This is called a supernova pendulum. Can you see that in the picture there a little bit? Okay. So let's clear this from your entire system. Are you guys seeing me okay? Yeah, okay. All right. Take a deep breath. You might want to feel into the energy. Close your eyes and feel it. As we create another magnetic vortex of light to dissolve, neutralize, and transmute all of the excess electromagnetic frequencies and radiations in our body. Release and transmute any of the technology excess, energy, technological excess in our body. Release it from our entire nervous system, our brain, our spinal cord, our adrenal glands, and all of our nerve endings. Release all emotions, fears, chronic irritations, negative energy. Include all stressors, all blocks, all trapped energy or trauma. Just allow it to clear. Release and flush out our entire system easily, gently, and completely, knowing it no longer serves you. Allow it to release fully right now. Take a breath and let it go. Very good. Okay. Now we're going to infuse good positive healing energy into our nervous system. So as we infuse, we increase the flow of energy into our nervous system, into our brain, our spinal cord, our nerve endings, our adrenal glands, increasing and building building, strengthening, soothing, and energizing these areas, increasing the flow and function back to a healthy state once again. Transform any stuck energy to release, awaken, and energize these areas. Empower your entire nervous system to its fullest state of potential for your highest good. And we thank you for this release and this healing. Thank you so much. Okay, I locked it in. Take a breath. One of the things I like to do is just kind of soothe the nervous system. Let yourself ground, just feel soothed. You're releasing a lot of irritating little energies that you might not realize. Right. Right. Now, I'm going to ask what is next that we need to clear for the collective consciousness of all humanity? Any fears, traumas, and stressors that need to be released for the whole collective field. And what I come up with here is a limiting belief that I have no power. Can anybody relate to that? Do you ever feel like, I mean, we may have times that we feel like we have power, but you also might have a belief that we really don't have power. So that's a limiting belief. What if that didn't even exist? What if you were this amazing, powerful being that could just be very clear with who you are, what you wanted, what you're creating, what you're heading towards in life, and what you're manifesting? Think of how powerful we could be, you know? What just popped into my mind is Merlin, the wizard, we can create, we can manifest things. So let's clear this limiting belief. All right. All right. So this is similar to the first one, and then we have a couple more advanced ones we're going to do. So if you'd like, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and feel into the energy. For all of us here, for the collective consciousness of all humanity on this beautiful earth, we allow this powerful magnetic vortex of light to go deep into our energy fields as we draw out, neutralize, and dissolve any and all feelings, ideas, thoughts, or beliefs that we have no power, that we don't have enough power, that we're somewhat powerless. Let's just clear it right now from every memory, every event, all time, all patterns, all circumstances, all lifetimes, and all ancestors. Allow it to go all the way down to the core of when it was first created. Okay. Now let's lift up and clear that emotion from your energy field. Release it from your cells, your organs, tissues, glands, meridians, your mental body, emotional body, your energy body, as well as your DNA. Neutralize and turn off the frequency, the pattern, and the energy from all time, all space, and all dimensions as it no longer serves your highest good. Just allow it to clear easily and completely. And for this, we are truly grateful. Thank you so much. All right. Take a breath and let it be. All right. Now, the next one I got when I was asking is the chart on negative programming. I got a big yes when I asked for the collective consciousness of all humanity to release any fears, traumas, and stressors. Is there any negative programming that needs to be cleared right now? And I get a yes. Okay, show us what it is. And I'm going to, okay, I already tested it, but it's going to tell me right here. So I'm just going to double check. Okay. Okay. I get a big yes there. So what comes up here is to clear and revoke corporate indoctrination. Isn't that interesting? Basically, the mega corporations have been controlling the world. Think about big banks, big pharma, big tech, big business, big governments, big media, all of them. The major corporations have really been the ones that have all the money and they've been pulling the strings and controlling us. Look at what they've been putting in our food. Do we want those things in our food? Not really, you know? So, anyway, does that make sense to you? That's been negative programming for us to clear and revoke any corporate indoctrination. Think about all the commercials we see over and over and over again, even sometimes with subliminal messages, you know, can even create addictions and stuff. So, what I want to do is we're going to release, deactivate, and dissolve any corporate indoctrination. All right. Does that make sense? You guys understand that? Yeah. Okay. This is more of an advanced technique. So take a breath, feel into the energy. This goes into multidimensional realms. Okay, we now create this powerful multidimensional energy vortex for everyone here, for all of humanity on this beautiful planet Earth, to go into your energy field, into all time, all space, all dimensions, all layers, and all lifetimes, releasing, deactivating, and dissolving all corporate indoctrination. Release, deactivate, dissolve, and clear any and all corporate indoctrination. Release and revoke all corporate indoctrination right now. Releasing it now, going back into the light, being released for the highest good of all. We allow it to be cleared and deactivated right now, easily, gently, safely, and completely. And allow this process to continue until it's absolutely complete. And for this, we are truly grateful. Thank you so much. All right. Take a breath and let it all go. Flush it out. All right, we're almost there. There's one more thing that they're asking us to clear. And when I check the chart, what do we need to release and deactivate? What comes up is all ancestral miasms. Now, miasms are toxic patterns that can lead to disease, that can be underneath the disease. Like you can have a genetic influence, let's say you got from your grandmother or your great grandmother, and maybe she had cancer or diabetes or something, or tuberculosis. We can bring that energy in. I could see it in iridology. There's a weakness in a particular area. Does not mean we have to manifest it. It means that that area is more challenged and weaker for us. And this is something we have to overcome and learn to heal in this lifetime. So, to release all ancestral miasms are all suffering and toxic patterns from our ancestors. I mean, it makes me think of, Native Americans do this. They look at all their ancestors in the past and 7 generations ahead. It's very interesting when they go to make a decision in life. If it's an important decision, they go and they sit with it and they look 7 generations ahead. Is this going to be good for all my generations to come? And that's how they make their decision. For us in our society, we've been taught, oh, is this going to get you more money? Is this going to get you more sex? Is this going to get you more whatever? Then do it. We want instant gratification, right? That's not the way to be, right? It just keeps us limited in this loop. So let's clear ancestral miasms, all right? Okay. Take a breath, feel into the energy. We now create a powerful multidimensional energy vortex for all of humanity, for all of us here, all of us listening, to go into your energy fields, into all time, all space, all dimensions, all layers, and all lifetimes, releasing, deactivating, and dissolving all ancestral miasms. Release, deactivate, and dissolve all ancestral patterns. Release, deactivate, and dissolve any and all toxic influences from our ancestors. Allow them to heal. Release them right now, going back into the light. Being released for the highest good of all, we allow them to be cleared and deactivated right now, easily, safely, gently, and completely. And allow this process to continue till it's absolutely complete for everyone in this entire planet. And for this, we are truly grateful. Heal the wounds of our ancestors. Thank you so much. Okay, it's done. Take a breath and let it be. Right. Are you guys feeling anything? My hands are hot, but are you sensing or feeling anything? Yes, no, maybe? Mhm. Yeah, you can feel it. Okay, so now that we cleared a bunch of things, I'm going to go into the healing charts. which I didn't do these previous. So I'm going to ask for all of humanity right now as we are healing, clearing, releasing our collective conscious field. Anything we need to rebuild and strengthen in our body? And I get a yes. Okay, show us what it is. Is it here? Okay. See, sometimes, is it here? Okay, now I got a yes. It's this one here. Okay, so this is to rebuild and strengthen our inner strength and immunity. All right, and immunity, which includes all lymph glands. All right. Well, that is certainly something we all need to strengthen. In fact, I did a webinar, a week or two ago called Supercharge Your Immune System. I actually did it, I think it was the fall of 2020 after the pandemic started, because we all need to strengthen our immune systems. So I did it again. YouTube took it down. And then I did it again, and they took it down again because it goes against big pharma. But what I did was I just put all the notes in a blog on my website, ultimatehealing.com. If you just go to the blog page, it's the very top one. So you can feel free to do that because it's great information. So, anyway, the healing charts we have to um, rebuild and strengthen. Okay, so this is a particular, I'm going to use this particular pendulum and the particular, okay, here we go. All right, this is a positive healing energy. Feel into the energy. You might want to close your eyes and feel into the energy. We now infuse your beautiful energy field with this powerful multidimensional energy vortex to rebuild and strengthen your inner strength, rebuild and strengthen your entire immune system, rebuild and strengthen all of your lymph glands, restoring you now with perfect, healthy cells, renewed energy and vitality, bringing everything back into balance, knowing your magnificent body has complete memory and divine programming for this healthy, restored state. It knows exactly what to do. We increase and improve everything associated with this function right here and now. And we are truly grateful for this capability. For all humanity, heal and strengthen your immune system. Thank you so much. Okay. Right. Yeah, I was just thinking, as we go through this great ascension period, we're going to come to a point where everything is going to start changing. We're going to clean up. We have actually a whole bunch of different technologies that will come out that have been around for a long time, but they've been kept from us. They have the ability to clean our land, our oil, our air, our soil, our oceans, our food, and make them pure and clean again. I saw this really interesting film about a week ago called The 12, and it was on Gaia TV. And they went and they found 12 spiritual elders from different cultures around the world that still very much had their spirituality and their connection to the planet Earth very strong. And they brought them all together. They actually brought them to New York City to the UN. And they had these 12 elders do a healing for the planet. Every single one of them, when they went to see them in their culture and their society, said, our planet is suffering. It's sick. It's unhealthy. We need to change this. So as we enter this age, so many things are going to change. It's going to be amazing because we're going to start cleaning up our planet, cleaning up our food, cleaning up our waters. We're going to help start supporting each other in much different ways. We're going to have a lot more prosperity coming back to us. This is all happening very, very soon. Um, yeah. I had my particular team of guides I've been working with my Pleiadian family for a very long time. And every single one of us on this planet actually originated a long time ago from other star systems. They say that human beings are considered kind of a royal uh, culture or DNA because we have the genetics of 22 different star systems, which are much more higher vibrational in our DNA. But we have been kept limited. We used to have 12 strands of DNA and incredible potentials. They limited it to two. But now we're going to expand even more into feeling more empowered again. Um, okay. I don't want to get off too much on that. Let's go to the next one. For all of humanity to feel more empowered to release our stress and our fear and our trauma, is there anything we have to activate and reset? That's the next chart I'm going to ask. Yes. Okay, show us which one. They just show me which column. Okay. Okay, this makes total sense to me. They're saying to activate and reset the God self. The God self. How interesting that so much of our society doesn't fully recognize the fact that who created us, where we came from. Do you know every single cell in your body has light around it? And it has about zero point 0.6 volts of light in every single cell, but you have about 70 trillion cells in your body. So that's a lot of energy, right? And we are created from and connect with this infinite universal God consciousness field of all that is, omnipresent. It's just there's wisdom, there's love, there's compassion, there's energy. Um, I know what I was going to say. My Pleiadian family, a number of years ago, this was probably back in 99 or 2000. Um, I did this workshop one weekend with this beautiful sound healer, Zakiah Blackburn. He was a good friend of mine. And it was called Accessing Our Ancient Ancestors. So in the morning, we did a journey to access our ancient ancestors. That was very interesting. In the afternoon, we did a journey to access our ancient star ancestors. And it surprised me because all of a sudden I went to the Pleiades and I was surrounded by about 30 of, I call them my family members. They were so happy I came to visit. They were like, oh, we always have to go visit you guys. Nobody comes to visit us. But what they did was they gathered around me and they showed me what was going to be happening on the planet Earth. And what they said was, you're going to go through a near death experience, but when you come out the other side, there's going to be a much greater reverence for all life. I thought, well, that sounds great, but I had no idea what they meant, you know? And then it was just stuck in the back of my mind. And a couple of years ago, when I heard that's kind of what we're going through right now, it's almost like a near death breakdown of society, you know? And you know how you heard about near death experiences and they have a much greater reverence for life. As we come through this, we're ending the dark ages. That's why we have all this turmoil. But as we enter this age of light, we have greater love, kindness, compassion, and reverence for each other. As we all contribute to helping and supporting each other, we all get to thrive. And I thought that's really the beauty that we have to keep our eyes on. That's where we're heading. That's what we're doing right now. So we're clearing the old baggage, the traumas, the wounds, the fears, and the stressors that have been keeping us stuck and fearful, right? So let's activate and reset the God self. I am going to use this golden hue pendulum because it's the highest frequency of all. Beautiful healing energy that's very positive. So take a deep breath, feel into the energy. Once again, we use this powerful multidimensional energy vortex to activate and reset your God self. Activate and reset your connection to your divine self in your heart and soul. We're activating, resetting, and strengthening your innate ability to utilize this function effortlessly and easily, knowing it's your divine right and the highest aspect of your true self in alignment with your inner soul. May this process continue to expand easily and comfortably for you, bringing you great fulfillment and new capabilities. And for this, we are truly grateful. Thank you so much. All right. I align it with your higher self, and then we locked it in. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. So we cleared a bunch of stuff from the collective field, and we're infusing it with healing energy. Anything needed to improve our life? No. Any empowering beliefs? Immediate yes. Okay, show me what it is. Is it this column? Yes. Is it here? Yes. Okay. Okay. So what comes up is I respect myself and all others. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, what if we could just look at every single person? There's, you know, billions of people, but there's billions of different viewpoints and beliefs, right? And it doesn't matter. Underneath it all, we're all the same in a sense. So it's like, what if we just, everybody's on their own path, their own beliefs, their own evolutionary path? There's no judgment for anybody, there's no need for it. What if we just respected ourselves? We don't allow anyone to do anything to us that we don't agree with or approve of, and we respect all others. We don't do anything to them that we don't agree with or approve of or would want to have done to us, right? So that's a beautiful, empowering belief that you can use as a mantra. You can infuse it into your energy field, into your daily life. So let me infuse this, and then we're almost done with a couple more to do. Um, Empowering belief. I'm just wondering which particular. I'm going to wait and I'm going to infuse a couple of things at once. Let's see. We're going to save a little bit of time here. Any areas to explore? No. Any virtues we're here to master? Yes, that's a big yes. Okay, show us which one it is for the collective field. We got it. This one here, column 2, section 2. What are we here to master? Generosity. Okay. Generosity. What if we were generous with absolutely everything we have? We help each other, we help our neighbors, we help our family, we help our friends, we help our community. And in turn, we get everything we need back as well. When we say, oh no, I can't give because I don't have that much, we're limiting the flow of abundance, right? So that is a virtue that we're here to master. So for all of us, it's not new. We've been learning this. What does generosity feel like? What does it look like? Is it safe to do that? You know? So I'm going to infuse a couple of things together. Let me just find here it is, the healing spin. All right, this pendulum right here. Take a deep breath, feel into the energy. We now infuse your energy field for all of humanity, for the collective consciousness, for everyone here listening to this, with this beautiful, loving, healing energy of divine golden light, pouring down into your energy field, pouring down into your heart and soul, bringing in the energy of respecting yourself, bringing in the energy of respecting all others, bringing in the energy of total generosity in life, being generous with everyone and everything, having everything you need, knowing that this is the highest aspect of your true self, full expression and alignment with your inner soul, as it releases anything that no longer serves you but fills you now with rich fulfillment, true and lasting healing and inner joy into your life in every way, every day. And for this, we are truly grateful. Thank you so much. Okay, I locked it in. Take a breath and just be with it. Let it be. Okay. Let's ask anything we need to master as a collective consciousness, collective group. Anything we need to collectively master for our infinite beingness? And I get a yes. Okay, show us which one it is. I have to go through the chart. I just follow the pendulum and they point yes. Okay, this comes up a lot for people. And it is, what do we need to master? Connecting with source, connecting with our divine source. All right. Can you relate to that? Do we take time every single day to just, when we get up, perhaps saying a little prayer or just, you know, being delighted about the day, being delighted about our life, being grateful for all that we have, you know, blessing other people. That's one way to actually kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? To just be more of your God self is know that you can give blessings to others. Maybe every time you sit down and eat, we bless our food, but we also bless all of humanity. We bless all the people that are doing good things in the world that are helping and assisting. We bless our family. We bless our friends. We are divine beings. We can bless things and we can command things and we can create and manifest things. We just don't really get taught how to do that. Instead, we get taught how to be distracted and go play video games, go to sports events, go shopping, go do this, go do that, have some, drinking drugs, whatever it is, like just keep yourself occupied. Because that way we don't spend a lot of time going within. So the most important thing right now is to go in to our heart and soul, not into our ego mind, with all the little fears and doubts and beliefs and judgments and dramas that we create in our head. That's very limited. That's not who we truly are. Take some deep breaths into your heart and feel yourself. Connect with your divine source. Put your feet on the ground on this beautiful earth and just ground yourself and open up your connection to this infinite realm. Right? I think before I infuse that, well, I guess I will infuse that because then I just have two more charts. One is recommendations from our angels or guides, and then our inner healing key. So let's infuse this energy. I'll use this pendulum. I like to use this divine golden hue one because it brings the highest frequency of all. Take a breath, put your feet on the floor and feel into the energy. We now infuse your energy field for all of humanity, for everyone here, for the collective consciousness of all mankind, with this beautiful, loving, healing energy of divine golden light, pouring down into your energy field, pouring down into your heart and soul, bringing in the energy of connecting with your divine source, bringing in the energy of knowing in every cell of your being, every molecule of your being, that you are divinely created and infinitely connected to this infinite realm, knowing that this is the highest aspect of your true self, the full expression and alignment with your inner soul, as it releases anything that no longer serves you, but fills you now with rich fulfillment, true and lasting healing and inner joy into your life in every way, every day. And for this, we are truly grateful. Thank you so much. Okay. And I locked it in. Take a breath and let it be. Okay. Now I'm going to ask the team here. Where is it? There it is. Okay. For the collective consciousness of all, including everyone here listening, I ask our angels, our guides, our star families, any recommendations that you have for all of humanity right now, for us to be stronger, more loving, more beautiful people. I get a yes right here, yes right here. Um, okay, got it. And what they say is use your inner gifts. Use your inner gifts. So we all have inner gifts, right? It doesn't mean what did you go to school to learn? What did you study? Those are not necessarily inner gifts. Your inner gift is what is trying to emerge from your heart and soul. So I want to ask you a question to get you to think about this a little bit. Think about one person in this life. It could be anybody. It could be somebody famous. It could be a relative. It could be anybody. Think about, it could be a spiritual person, someone that really inspires you, that you're in awe of. Like, can you think of one person that you go, wow, God, I wish I could be like that? Can you think of somebody that really inspires you? Now, when you think of that one person, what is the quality that they have that your little heart and soul says, oh my God, I love that. I want to be like that. I'll give you an example for me. I never, when Princess Diana died, I was like, I wasn't one that was like following all this stuff all the time. Of course, we all know who she is. But when she died, I was in awe of this woman. Everybody in the planet basically loved her. She was so generous and loving and kind and gentle and beautiful. And she just gave and it was like she had grace. So think of, somebody that you love. And it's like when your little heart and soul says, oh my gosh, I love that. I want to be like that, right? That's what's trying to emerge from your heart. That's one of your inner gifts, right? We all have inner gifts. And it can be maybe your inner gift is you create beautiful music. Maybe you help people. You're very compassionate. Maybe you're an excellent listener and people need that. Maybe you love to build things. You know, maybe you love to heal others. Maybe you like to teach. There's so many different things, but think about using your inner gifts. So, this is what the guides and angels are recommending for us to remember to use our inner gifts, not just seeking stuff outside of us all the time. That's what we do. We put our attention on everyone and everything outside of us, and we make drama stories and the whole nine yards, right? But it's like, what's your inner gift? So, that's something to think about. Now, very last chart is what is our inner healing key? So this would be collectively for all of us right now and for all of humanity. What is our key to inner healing? I'm going to ask, and we're almost done. I get a yes for column one. Okay. First one came right up, and it is the abundance exercise. Okay. Can anybody here use more abundance? Yeah, I think we all could. So this is our key to inner healing. So the abundance exercise, I'm going to tell you, this is something that you can do. And then we're going to do one final healing and infuse it all. So, as an exercise, I suggest that maybe before going to sleep at night or anytime you want, say to yourself or out loud, I am grateful for, and think of whatever it is and say, it's here for me. So, you can name everything you can think of, such as, I'm grateful for all the love in my life. It's here for me. I'm grateful for my family. They're here for me. I'm grateful for my pets. They're here for me. I'm grateful for all the food I have. It's here for me. I'm grateful for all my friends. They're here for me. I'm grateful for all the roads in the world. They're here for me to go anywhere I want to. I'm grateful for all the stores. They're here for me to choose what I want. I'm grateful for all the flowers. They're here for me to bring me beauty. I'm grateful for all the animals and the birds. They're here for me. I'm grateful for all the water, the oceans, the rivers. They're here for me, the clouds. I'm grateful for all the airplanes. They're here for me. I can go anywhere I choose. I'm grateful for all the services, all the people that contribute. They're here for me. I'm grateful for all the people in my community. They're here for me. I'm grateful for all the art. It's here for me. I'm grateful for all the music. It's here for me. So basically, everything and anything you can think of. When you say, I am grateful for this, it's here for me. I'm grateful for that, it's here for me. I'm grateful for you guys, you're here for me, you know? So think of all the things that you're grateful for and recognize it's here for you. So it's showing gratitude and acknowledging that everything is provided abundantly on this planet for us to live, grow, heal, and prosper, right? That's the abundance exercise. It's amazing when you start to do that. So be grateful for everything and know that it's here for you. All right. And your abundance will, the more we do that, you wouldn't believe more and more stuff will come to you. It's like, oh my gosh, that just came to me because it's here for me, you know? So, anyway, that's an excellent little practice. Does that make sense? All right, we're going to do one final healing spin and then we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to use the Divine Golden Hue again, and we're going to infuse all the healing stuff that we came up. All right. And then I'll let you go. Take a deep breath, feel into the energy. As we now infuse your energy field for everyone here, everyone listening, everyone on this beautiful planet with this beautiful, loving, healing energy of divine golden light, pouring down into your energy field, pouring down into your hearts and soul, bringing in the energy of connecting with your divine source, connecting with your God self, respecting yourself and all others as divine beings, being generous in everything you do, and having abundance in every single area of your life, knowing that that's the highest aspect of your true self, the full expression and alignment with your inner soul, as it releases anything that no longer serves you, but fills you right now with rich fulfillment, true and lasting healing and inner joy into your life in every way, every day. And for this, we are truly grateful. Thank you so much. Okay, let's let it be. Thank you. All right. So, where's my, okay. I'm going to, before I do, I'm going to just do a closing prayer and let them go. But I want to let you know that we just cleared a lot of energy for our collective consciousness, which we all have. And you may have cleared some stuff personally as well. So, what I usually recommend is as you integrate this, your vibration just went up several notches. All right. Drink plenty of water for the next few days. Take extra good care of yourself. Be gentle with yourself because you're now vibrating at a little bit of a higher frequency. If you can, avoid all sugar, alcohol, or junk food because it brings your vibration back down. Okay? Just take beautiful, loving care of yourself as you integrate. You might need more sleep. You might sleep more deeply. You might want to take a nice bath or go spend some time in nature. All right? So I just want to do a quick closing prayer. We give much gratitude as we gently balance and renew these energies for everyone here and for all of humanity, increasing our vibration and frequency, increasing the amount of love, light, and wisdom being brought forth for us today. We're grateful to our inner souls and our higher self. And we're grateful to all beings of light, including all guides, angels, ascended masters, and star beings, for your love, support, compassion, and wisdom. We honor your presence. Thank you so much. And may you be divinely blessed. And so it is. Okay. Wow. So we cleared a number of things from the collective field that all seem to be very important. You know, I've done this kind of thing before, and it definitely is very different than what we got today. If anyone would like to share any comments, thoughts, or questions, please feel free to unmute and do that right now if you want. And I will also tell you if you do want to have a personal biofield clearing session with me, they take about 90 minutes. I do it on my conference call line because I record it very often. It's a personal thing just for you specifically, whatever your concerns are, you know. And I'll give you a discount code if you'd like, just for joining me today. So if you want to book a session, if you go to ultimatehealing.com, you can scroll down to Biofield Clearing, you click on that and book a session. When you check out, if you put in the discount code of Biofield with capital B, Biofield, it's one word, 30 off. There's no spaces. So Biofield 30 off with capital B, then you'll automatically get a $30 discount just to experience it for yourself because it's quite powerful. I know some of you guys have already done a lot of work with me, which was kind of nice. But it's very interesting because we all have so many things to heal and release. And it's like you can only do so much at a time. You're peeling away layers, and it's like, okay, now you have to integrate that. You go up to a higher frequency, and now you clear away a few more things and you go up, you know, so it's amazing. You never actually get to, I shouldn't say you never get to a point where You've cleared everything because then you wouldn't have to be here anymore. But you would be ascending into the fifth dimension, into a higher state. So the fifth dimensional state, like we're in 3D physical reality, everything's pretty physical to us, right? A fifth dimensional state, fourth dimensional is more of an emotional realm. There can be lower emotions and there can be higher emotions. But the fifth dimensional state is a state of spiritual consciousness where you're aware that you are a spiritual being. And we get that sometimes. We get glimpses of it, or we're there more and more over time. But when you're actually in that state, it's like you live life like you are a divine spiritual being with unlimited potential, and you see everybody else as the same. There's no judgment on anybody, all here to evolve and to heal and to grow. So it's a beautiful thing. Any particular comments or questions? I know it's getting a little bit late. Probably went a little bit longer than I thought, but no. Okay. Thank you all for being here. I will actually post this on my YouTube channel tomorrow in case, if you want to hear it again or if you want to tell someone about it and have them check it out, they're going to feel it and experience it as well. All right. If you're interested, yes, you can go to ultimatehealing.com. That's my personal, I've had that since the 90s, where I do one-on-one work with people. But I also have a website called biofieldclearing.com and where I do the trainings, the teaching. So I have another course. We're going to start right after the holidays in January. It's an 8-week training by Zoom. It's 2 hours every week. And you get the manual, the charts, the forms, everything, and you learn how to do this technique. You don't have to buy a lot of expensive equipment. Basically, you get a couple of pendulums, even if you have one or two, that's all you need to start with. But you can use it for yourself anytime you want, or you can do it to help other people. So it's entirely up to you. All right. So thank you for joining me. I wish you peace. I wish you blessings and joy in your life. Because why not, right? Okay. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks, Harriet.
Mhm.
Take good care. Okay.